Dating company of relying on fake accounts to entice new customers to buy subscriptions.
Looking for love, get addicted to the apps.
I haven't been successful on the apps. I'm 7 years single.
She would meet Boyd Kramer, who would assault her after they matched on Tinder.
In 2024, Match Group, the company that owns Tinder, Hinge, OkCupid, and The League, was sued. Not for fraud, not for a data breach. They were sued, the suit alleges, for designing their apps to keep you single because a user who finds love stops paying.
I spent 30 years in media and advertising. I sold ad space. I built campaigns. I watched how companies built revenue by targeting human emotion. The loneliness, the fear, the shame, the status seeking, and the anxiety. I'm not here to tell you that marketing is evil, but I am here to show you exactly where it crosses a line. This is the BOM Files. Every episode asks the same question. What human vulnerability was monetized? What promise was sold? Who profited? And where does it land on the manipulation scale? Today, dating apps. Let's start with the wound. Loneliness. It's one of the most powerful forces in human psychology. Ever feel a little lonely? I know I do sometimes. The U.S. Surgeon General issued an advisory in 2023 calling it a public health epidemic, ranking chronic loneliness as more physically damaging than smoking 15 cigarettes a day. It affects cognition, immune function, and cardiovascular health. And it is increasing. Now here's the business question that matters. Who profits from an epidemic? The global dating app market is worth over $6 billion. There are approximately 350 million people on these platforms worldwide. And the dominant players, Tinder, Hinge, Bumble, they're not in the love business. They're in the loneliness business. That's not a moral judgment. It's just a business model description. Let me show you how it works. Dating apps sell one thing: hope, the possibility of connection, that chance that the next swipe is the right one. Oh, I know that feeling. To deliver that feeling, not the outcome, that feeling, they borrowed a mechanism directly from casino design. It's called variable reward. You may know it as the slot machine effect. Here's how it works. If every pull of a lever gives you $1, you'd stop when you had enough money. But when the payout is random, sometimes nothing, sometimes a little, occasionally a jackpot, you can't stop. The uncertainty is the addiction. B.F. Skinner documented this in the 1950s. Casinos built a $1 trillion industry on it. Dating apps replicated it. Every swipe is a pull. Every match is a variable reward. Some days nothing, some days 10. You never know, you just keep going. But here's where it gets more specific. On Valentine's Day 2024, 6 users filed a class action lawsuit against Match Group, the parent company of Hinge, Tinder, and The League, OkCupid, and many more. The complaint alleges the apps are deliberately designed to be addictive, that Match uses game-like, dopamine-driven features to lock users into what it calls a perpetual pay-to-play loop, keeping them swinging and paying rather than helping them find relationships and leave. The suit singles out Hinge's "designed to be deleted" slogan directly, arguing the business model depends on exactly the opposite outcome. It even asks the court to force Match to drop that tagline and add addiction warnings. Match Group denied the claims, calling the suit ridiculous and zero merit, and saying its business model isn't based on advertising or engagement, and that all activity works to get people on dates and off the apps. The lawsuit is ongoing, but the business logic is straightforward. A free user who finds love immediately, bad for revenue. A paid user who never quite finds love, now that's a subscriber.
Tinder generated nearly $2 billion in revenue in 2024, not from advertising, but from users. Tinder Gold, roughly $29 a month. Tinder Platinum, around $40. Boosts, super likes, spotlights, All sold separately, the average paying user spends over $20 a month, tens of millions of subscribers. The ideal customer for this business is someone who is close to finding love, but not quite there. I want to be precise here. I'm not saying Tinder is actively destroying your love life. I'm saying the revenue model does not benefit from your success. There is a term in business, misaligned incentives, when a company's financial interests point in the opposite direction of their stated mission. That's a structural problem, not a conspiracy, a misalignment. Hinge says, designed to be deleted. Hinge grew revenue 39% in 2024 to $550 million, its best year ever by revenue. If the product worked, if people were meeting, falling in love, and deleting the app, the number would go down as the product succeeded. It went up. To understand why that number went up, listen to how the founder describes the early days of the company, not the marketing, the mechanics. Pay attention to what he was watching.
A user would come in and be like, oh, okay, there's a user using the app, and then we're like, okay, he just clicked this button, and then he passed, and then he would leave, and I'd be like, oh, okay, wait for the next user to come in, sitting just watching the logs.
That's the origin story. A company built from day one on watching behavior, what you click, what you pass on, when you leave. And here's the thing about behavioral data. It's neutral. The same data that helps you find someone faster is the data that keeps you engaged longer. The capability cuts both ways. The question is never whether they're watching. It's which way the incentives point them once they are. Maybe that's just more people trying it. That's the generous read. The other read is that the retention is built into the design, not departure. The obvious cost is money. The average person uses a dating app for several years. At $10 to $20 a month, that's hundreds annually. Some users report spending thousands, but the subtler cost is psychological. When you're inside a variable reward system, one where your match rate may be algorithmically influenced to create need, you lose calibration. You start measuring your worth in swipe counts. You enter a feedback loop: loneliness, hope, disappointment, re-engagement. And the system is designed to catch you at re-engagement. Imagine Sunday night, a notification pops up. Someone liked you. A boost offer, timed to arrive exactly when the loneliness peaks. That's not accidental UX, that's a retention funnel. There's also a data cost. When you use a dating app, you're not just paying with money, you're paying with behavioral data. How long you look at a profile, what you swipe left on, what makes you hesitate. That data is used to improve the algorithm's ability to keep you engaged. Your preferences, your rejections, your loneliness patterns, they are the product being refined. Every episode of the BOM Files ends the same way. 5 levels, 1 verdict. Level 1 is persuasion, clear offer, informed choice, normal marketing. Level 2 is pressure, scarcity, urgency, social proof, emotional hooks. Level 3 is exploitation. The company identifies a specific human vulnerability and it builds its revenue model around it. Level 4 is deception, misleading claims, hidden mechanics, outcomes that contradict the stated promise. Level 5 is just harm, financial loss, addiction, psychological damage, regulatory action. So where do these dating apps land? Well, the baseline model sits at level 3, exploitation. These companies did not create loneliness, but they identified it as a monetizable wound, built products that provide just enough relief to sustain need, and structured pricing around re-engagement at the moment of most pain. That's not illegal. It's also not love. The alleged matching throttling. If the lawsuit claims hold, pushes this to a level 4. Deception, selling a service structurally designed to underdeliver in order to trigger upgrades, is a false promise with a price tag. We are not there legally yet, and the psychological erosion, the years of data, dollars, and self-worth spent, keeps level 5 in view. Here's what I want you to take from this. Understanding the machine doesn't mean you can't use the product. It means you can use it in your own terms.
with time limits, a spending cap, and clear eyes about what you're actually buying. You're not buying love, you're renting hope. Know the price. After my research on this episode, I made a decision. I'm about to delete my Hinge profile and all the other profiles because I realized through this research that I am in fact renting hope. If you like this episode, please follow along for more. I'm Tracy McLean. I spent 30 years in the rooms where these decisions get made, and this is the BOM Files, where we investigate the business of manipulation. If this episode changed you or you want to know more, please subscribe. Next week, we'll look at the beauty industry and how anti-aging became one of the most profitable fears ever sold. Drop a comment. Which app do you think is the most manipulative? How often are you swiping? How often have you been on the apps? I will read everything and I will comment. Thanks for joining.